Welcome back into Roster Rescue, powered by Dynasty Nerds. And we've got some awesome things planned today. But before we get into that, let me turn it over to my friend Rich Dotson. Rich, how you doing, buddy?
It could be better. I went to get my coffee and rushing because we have a show going on. I had other things going on, and I hit the button to hit start. I go back. I'm like, where the hell is my coffee? What's going so long? I hit the cold brew button. Again, but you need ice and stuff, so I don't have that. So I'm hunky dory, baby.
Pete, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great. It's a beautiful day outside, and we're going to talk Dynasty. So,
That's better? The thing. We're in June. I mentioned to the pre-show folks over on the Discord. If you're tuning in today, in June, we are officially in the dog days of summer, and you're talking Dynasty Fantasy Football. You are the elite. Like, you are the people that we say, hey, these are the people that play 24/7, 365. Like, these are the folks. So if you're here right now watching, you should give yourself a little pat on the back, a little round of applause, whatever you need to do to, say like, hey, good job, man. Proud of you.
Your family is so proud of you too, by the way.
They are. Your whole family loves you for it. All right. Go ahead, Pete.
Oh, so little sneak peek. Garrett and I were working on a new show concept on Wednesday.
We are.
And do we want to talk about that, or do we kind of want it to be a little bit of a surprise, Garrett?
I mean, we can touch on it real quick. I sent a video over in our group chat the other day, and I was like, hey, what if we started doing some more content like this? And so we're gonna try some things out where Pete and I hop on together, and of course Rich is always welcome, but where we hop on and we quiz the show and myself on different things. So I think we're gonna be looking at top fantasy players by team over the 2000s and see how many we can answer and get correct, and different things like that, yardage totals, fun stuff like that. So we're gonna try that out on Wednesday, do a little live stream, and see if the people like it.
It'll be a blast. I'm excited.
All right, Rich, real quick before we get into everything, tell us about Fast Draft.
Oh, Fast Draft, dude. It's a pretty dope app. You go out there and put on your phone. I mean, go to fastdrafter.com. It's just another best ball website. You mentioned it's June 2nd. We're in Dynasty Hot Body, Hot Boy, Dynasty Hot Summer. And how do you want to spend your days without sweating and tanning? I mean, if it's felt like spring for the last 2 months, I don't know what's going on here, but it's going to be 8 degrees this week. About time is what I say. Thanks for showing up, Mother Nature, being so selfish with all your time. In Dynasty, it's so easy to find yourself on another league just because you just want to draft. Like, drafting's so fun. And Fast Draft gives you the opportunity. It just gives you an opportunity to get out there and do some best ball drafts in the fastest way possible. And, you draft a team, then you set it, forget it. And then you open up the app at the end of the year and you go, look at me. Got so much coin in my bank account now because I did so well. So if you go on there, Fast Draft, use the promo code NERDS. They're going to match your deposit up to $50. And with that, they're also going to allow us to give you a free Nerd Herd membership. So we're going to give you a free 1-year membership to Nerd Herd, everything that comes with it, extra podcast, and of course the Dynasty GM app, which is the dopest tool out there in the world today when it comes to fantasy football and Dynasty. And if you're still drafting rookies and you still are in that mode, like we have all that content, the film room, all that, you get all that by using the promo code NERDS. If you're already a Nerd Herd member, we're going to send you a gift certificate to the merch store. So I see those fly off the shelf every day. Those gift certificates go out, and people are buying shirts, which equal out to be free. People are buying hoodies, sweaters, all kinds of dope gear. You see this shirt right here covering my nipples. That could be on you too. Not the band, but this could be. You could have this. Maybe it's not your color though. Maybe you're not a red guy. Maybe you're a black guy. Maybe you're a white. Maybe you're green, the Jets, whatever you want to do it. Like whatever color is yours. Personally, like my favorite color shirts are black. People are like, "What are your favorite color, Rich?" I'm like, "Oh, I like black." And they're like, "Why?" I'm like, "That's my infinity." Check them out, Fast Draft.
All right. And also, if you guys want, we have the the QR code. You can scan it there. In a little bit, Pete's going to change it to the roster rescue. If you want to get a roster taken a look at, we will fix it, tell you how to make it look oh so beautiful. You can scan that QR code. Or if you're just like, look, I don't need my whole roster looked at, I just want you to answer a quick trade for me. All you have to do is put a YouTube super chat, and we will get to it in the chat, and we will make sure to answer it. So, well, all the housekeeping stuff is out of the way. Pete, let's get into our first roster to rescue.
Here it is.
All right,
Ryan.
This is a 1 QB PPR league. 1 QB PPR. I enunciate that because I at least often think of everything in Superflex terms. So I'm saying it to remind myself, but everyone else out there as well. Very different values on quarterback in Superflex and 1 QB. So right now we have Jalen Hurts and Drake May at the quarterback position. Running back wise, we're looking at Devon Achane, Josh Jacobs, Travis Etienne, Tank Bigsby. Wide receivers, real sexy. Jamar Chase, Drake London, Nico Collins, Rashee Rice, Michael Pittman Jr., Juwan Jennings. Tight ends, Trey McBride and Kyle Pitts. This team also has the 102 this year, the 208, and the 301. And we don't have our 26 first, but we have our 27 first. So we are the number 1 team in dynasty mode. Pete, where are we at in contender mode?
Number 2.
Number 2. So either way you slice it, we're one of the best teams in the league. Really, our only area right now where I look at it and say, I'm a little nervous is the running back position. But we have the 102. So we have the opportunity to potentially add an Omarion Hampton type guy to our roster, make it real nice. Now, Ryan says this league is being stingy. And also people have said, I'm offering fair trades, but they don't want to see CMC added to my roster. So, Rich, have you seen those kind of things happen before where you're making fair offers for guys, but they're like, nah, I just don't really want you to win?
Yeah, 100%. I do the same thing sometimes. I'm like, why am I going to help you win, bro? Like, this isn't what I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to help make you better. So yeah, I see that. And I mean, this roster is pretty, I mean, this is going to be a cut and dry roster review because it's pretty solid. Because what he's going to do, he's going to like. I would love to be able to, like, be able to package a receiver and kind of move up and get a little bit more. But I mean, said this, if the league is being selfish, that's fine too. And what does he have? His 202? Is that what he has? 202?
No, he has 102, and then it's like 308. I think is the next one. Pete, what are our other picks?
Oh, so he doesn't even have. Oh, he has
208.
Okay.
208.
See, it'd have been real nice with that 202 because then he could have got it. Then it essentially like 112. So he's gonna like RJ Harvey, Caleb Johnson. Probably not because it's 1 QB actually. So
yeah, 1 QB.
They'll probably right around 1-8 there, and then Caleb. That's fine. 2-8. You'll figure that out. You're really just gonna take best player available at that point. But you said, what's the biggest hole in this roster? It's really just not even a hole. Just where he needs help the most is Omarion Hampton. You're not getting the most help this year, but that's okay as well. So it's going to really slide right in there. He doesn't have his 26th first. That's fine. His roster is young.
Yep.
He's set up nicely there. He's probably in position if he needs to move off. Like, I'd be real interested in, like, okay, if Juwan Jennings hits the floor running kind of like he did last year with Brandon Ayuk, depends how he comes along. If there's any way he could flip Juwan Jennings into something, even if it's like not a pick, like another veteran running back, that'd be fine. He's a hope for the best. He's got Bigsby and Etienne, which is nice. I know everybody says Tuchin's going to come in there and be the guy, but at least to start, he's fine there too.
And the nice part is at 208, Tootin might be the best player available in a 1 QB.
Yeah, you're right. That might be like, you might as well just go ahead and take him too and just
lock up the backfield. You got the guy.
I wouldn't force that subject, but he
might
be the best player available. We'll see. So yeah, I mean, adding him to this roster, I mean, you're in a really good position to win. I think there's a good chance Drake London's a top 6 fantasy receiver this year. Nico's always going to be in that conversation. As being a wide receiver 1. Jamar Chase obviously could be the number 1 overall guy. So this team should walk nicely into the playoffs.
Now, it's always hard when you're in a league that doesn't like to trade much, because that makes this evaluation process difficult, because we know that if you make a trade, you're going to have to overpay for somebody, which is not really what we're looking to do unless it's the right player the right fit for the right time.
Mhm.
So there's times that we'll do it, but it's got to be a specific. Is there any chance that you would give up the 102? Like, is there any scenario that you could realistically see? So let's maybe take a look at like some of the bottom tier teams that would say, like, oh, yeah, I want a younger running back or something. Is there any chance you would give up the 102? Or does he just look so locked and loaded that even if he just has an okay year one, his long term outlook is just so good, it's just too much to pass up?
Yeah, and for this team structure, yeah, why? Like, listen, it's dynasty. Everything's on the table, right? Like everybody's available, every pick's available. But this is just one of the situation where, like, sometimes you find your draft capital, like, and you're a contender, like you want to move that pick just to help you win now. Like he falls into the perfect category of the stars aligning for his team. Like his biggest need is running back. Josh Jacobs is gonna be 28 years old. He's getting a little bit older. Devon Achane still young. So for him to be able to add Hampton to this roster it's perfect. Like I wouldn't be looking to move. Like I'd want Hampton. Like I want to continue this stretch run. Definitely having my first in 26 as well. Like I said, I'm looking to
with
move
you.
receiver. You know what I mean? Like down the road. I mean, he's got after Rice, he's got Pittman. The fact that if Rice starts to play like he did pre-injury, he's in a really good spot to move a receiver to add some needs or future draft capital because he's real young there as well. He's set up really nicely. That's a 10-man league, so it's easier to set yourself up nicely. I understand that as well. But getting Hampton, having Achane it's going to be nice. And if he can at 2-8 add another running back to that roster, there's nothing he needs to do for 2 years. Like he's going to ride this.
Right. And I think that's the big thing for me is you look at all these positions, none of them are old assets. Jamar Chase, he's young and in his prime. Nico, Drake, young in their prime. You're right. If any one of those receivers hits, which there's a world where all three of those guys can hit. I think Jawan Jennings is an undervalued asset at the moment because we saw what happened when there was no Ayuk and Debo last year. I mean, he went nuclear. So there's a chance that he could, and could it be Pearsall too? Absolutely it could. But for the price right now, he's such an incredible value that like trading him now is not worth it, but he could be a very expensive asset that you could flip later or decide what to do with. Rashee Rice could instantly join the Nico Collins, Drake London range if he plays like he did at the beginning of last year. And even Michael Pittman Jr., 2 years ago, he was wide receiver 13 overall in fantasy football. So he's got the talent to do it. It's just the situation that's a little hairy. We'll see what happens. Maybe Daniel Jones comes in there and has a Sam Darnold-esque season where he just kind of revitalizes his career. So there's a path to have a ridiculous amount of young or in your prime wide receiver assets. So that's the thing. Trey McBride, young. Devon Achane, young. Jalen Hurts, young. Drake May, young.
He should win the league. I mean, he should definitely win the league. I'm just looking to see, like, again, to propel dynasty teams like this to continue winning. Like, you have to, like, you can't just like, okay, I'm ready to ride. Like, where can I pivot? When can I pivot? So if Rice hits, you can't move Rice. I mean, that would put you in position to potentially move Nico then, right? Like, and what I'd be looking to do then is potentially, hey, is there a receiver that I like plus? So like I like Emeka Ibuka, right? A lot. He probably won't do much this year. Like if Rashee Rice hits and I can move him for like Emeka Ibuka plus a 27 first, right? I'm not even looking to get with that team. I'm not even looking to get back in 26. I'm just trying to try and get 27 still. Like, to keep that rolling, like capitalize that receiver depth and see if you can maybe just add. Can you get a running back in a first? Can you get a receiver in a first? Because like once you have those guys locked in, and the fact that they're so young, you got to be conscientious of the injury bug and buys. But like you have the buy guy, like you have Michael Pittman, right? And you got Juwan. Like Michael Pittman's the perfect guy that you would love to have as your wide receiver 4. Like come in there, be a solid wide receiver 2 for the most part, and fill that need. So like if Rice can hit at a high level wide receiver 2, that's going to put you in position to, okay, I only need 3 of these guys. So is it Rice or it's Nico? Because I'm not moving London. I'm not moving Chase. It's just, that's not happening. If I can move Nico, if I can move Rice and get a young guy back that offers me some upside down the road, again, like a guy like a Emeka Ibuka or, maybe there's even another receiver out there that you like that's going to be year 2, and then flip him into another draft capital, right? Because then if you push that to 27, you're already contender mode now. Any kind of hiccup down the road, you're ready for it in 24 months. But at the same time, you're also then in position to, hey, I have 227 first. Now, like, oh, I could add, to the right situation, I could take my 227 first and this, and I can get Bijan, right? I can get Ashton Genty. I can add on top of that. So not only are you in a good position to draft a guy, this team would also then be in position to move ahead. And I think sometimes dynasty owners, I think what can happen is, especially in a 10-man league, is they love to look at their team and say, look at my 5 stud receivers. It's like, yeah, that's sweet, dude. But like you're missing an opportunity here to set yourself up for a hiccup or down the road, right? Like you have to always be doing it. You draft well for those situations. It's like you have your starting lineup, you have your one guy for depth. After that, like try and put yourself in a good position to still gamble, to increase, like find that value, right? We talk about value in dynasty, to increase that. So like if you get a Mecca for that first like plus, a Mecca could turn into a 2 first plus player. He could turn into Nico Collins or Rashee Rice. But then you can add that little draft cap on the back that does not lose value. It's only gains value as you inch closer to that pick. Like you're really kind of just setting yourself up and giving yourself a very solid foundation to keep that moving, right? Like you should always, like, the goal isn't just like get a team and ride it into the ground and say, best of luck. You're trying like, how do I extend this? How do I extend this? How do I win how do I turn into a true dynasty and win multiple championships? So this team it's set up perfectly for that situation. And having a 1-2 and a 2-8, like even at 2-8, like can I move 2-8 for maybe there'll be a running back there somebody likes that's a little bit older or not as sexy, or hey, I'll give you 2-8 and I'll give you 2-8 and Michael Pittman and give me your 27 first. You know what I mean? Like, because you're not going to get first for Michael Pittman, but if you could pivot off a 2-8 and give him, which is going to be really in a 12-man league, 1-6 or 2-6, something along those lines as well.
The thing too with this league, the last thing I'll say is, in a 10-man league, you do see sometimes a little bit of a lack of willingness to trade because so many teams feel like they're in it.
Mm-hmm.
There's only 10 teams. So there's this idea that I am still able to make the playoffs. I'm still able to compete. And you might find in week 7, week 8, teams are a little more willing to move off of a CMC, a Derrick Henry, because they realize, oh crap, I'm not what I thought I was.
And that's what I meant by that, Garrett. Like you're going to scratch their itch, right? They kind of feel like your team is really good. You're going to be a tough team to beat. So like by you moving off of like that Pittman, right? Like somebody's going to need a receiver at some point. Someone's going to get hurt. Like if you could turn 2-8, or like obviously you can't turn 2-8 now, but like, hey, I give you Pittman in my 27 second because you're a contender for your 27 first, and like they're probably not going to win anyways with Pittman, but they had that false pretense, right? Like, oh, I need a receiver. Pittman's what I'm getting. Like, oh, I'm just moving back in the first for Michael Pittman. Yeah, cool. But you could afford to do that, right? And then you're just trying to get that capital. So you're right. Like sometimes it's easier to scratch. Like if you want to make trades, you're right. For people, all the things are contender is kind of still help them with their rose-colored glasses, right? Like, here you go. Let me help you. You need a receiver. Let me help you win that championship. Now, could it backfire and Michael Pittman scores 36 and beats you in the playoffs? Yeah, for sure. But
those are the calculated risks you have to take.
Yeah, so is life.
Quick question: How do you think this team matches up with the first overall team?
I think fairly comparable. They're a little bit better at running back, at least short term.
They're better at receiver.
But we're just as good, if not better, at receiver, and we're way better at tight end. So
I don't even know how that team's the number one team. Like I don't even know. Like his team's better than his team. Well,
okay.
It's the running back.
Hey, to be fair, Christian McCaffrey, if he's any resemblance of Christian McCaffrey, then yeah, he's
and those picks are worth 0 until they're on your team. So you'll be bumped ahead in contender mode the second you actually draft Omarion Hampton.
Yeah.
Versus
and he has 110. That's it. Okay.
His running back room is pretty. So he won last year. He has 110. So he's a champ from last year as well. So yeah, his running back room is definitely better. But I love his I love Mr. Kim's receivers significantly more. Doesn't mean I don't like those guys, but like as a solid group, like yeah, give me that one over the other one. Of course,
awesome.
I feel about Devon Achane. Woo!
Awesome.
That's my excited sound, by the way.
Excited noise.
Uh-huh.
The takeoff. Excited takeoff. All right. Next up, we have, is this Zachary's team?
Zachary's team. Yep.
All right. Zach's a little thin at running back currently, and he has an offer to trade Wilson, which I'm assuming is Garrett Wilson.
A little thin.
On a
His team?
Yeah, this is Zach's team. So,
I mean, if that's thin,
then so am I. I'm thin too.
Yeah. What's going on?
I'm looking good.
That's an amazing running back room.
That's the thickest thin team I've ever seen.
Like, if I had that, I'm like, oh, dude, who's beating this? Like, I got Saquon and Bijan. Like, who?
I love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
Come on, step on my.
All right, well, let's go through it. This is another 1 QB league, but we have 2 starting quarterbacks right now: Kyler Murray and Trevor Lawrence. Maybe a third with Anthony Richardson? Question mark. Running back. There you go. Bijan Robinson, Saquon Barkley, Joe Mixon, 3 absolute studs. Then you've got upside guys like Garendo and Marshawn Lloyd. Wide receiver, Malik Neighbors, Puka Nacua, Marvin Harrison Jr., Garrett Wilson, Emeka Ibuka, Jamison Williams, Chris Godwin. Then tight ends, Brock Powers, Sam Laporta, and Tucker Kraft. It looks like the draft this year is over, but we have our 26 first and second and our 27 first and second. We are far and away the top team in dynasty mode. Where are we at in contender mode, Pete?
I wonder.
Oh, look at us.
First.
Far and away the best team. So, Rich, first of all, we need to congratulate this guy on building a freaking awesome team, because this is a great squad. They're like
good team, dude.
Would you consider, because I mean he's basically deep everywhere. Would you consider moving a Garrett Wilson for Devon Achane or no?
No, I'm not even. No, listen. Okay, I am trying to move. If you want running back, right? Which is this should really be pretty easy. Let's go down. Sam Laporta is my number 1 guy I'm moving off of here. You got Tucker Kraft, you got Kyle Pitts. Those are A++ backups to Brock Bowers, because Brock Bowers will start for you for the rest
as long as he's healthy
of your life. That's right. He's Brock Bowers dynasty worth is going to outlive you. That's how good he is. So
it is tight end premium as well. So
okay, sweet.
Does have a lot of value.
This
one quarterback tight end premium. Interesting.
This should be an easy move for us to navigate here. Like, I'm not touching Garrett Wilson. Like, you have Marv there. Like, and you're probably gonna. There's a chance you're gonna be starting Chris Godwin over Garrett Wilson, just to let you know. Pay to brag.lol 100%. I love these. So can we just go down to these doo-doo butter teams that are down here at 10? Can we smell them for a minute? Okay. He's got Trevan Henderson. All right. Can we go down a little? Can we go down to his tight ends? He's probably gonna need help.
Oh, he needs. He's good. He's the only
this guy's off. Okay. Go to 9. Go to 9, Pete. Go to Pine. Let's go a little sniff.
Oh, Cole Kmet.
He needs a tight end. All right, who's his running backs? So Chuba would be a great target as like a 4th running back to give you a little extra depth. Would you trade as a legit contender? Now, if you win, your pick's only 110. Would you be willing to trade your 26 first straight up for Chuba, or would you rather target like your wide receiver depth right now and get like, I'll give you a Emeka Ibuka and you give me Chuba in your second or something like that?
I don't like to. First of all, I'm not to the point where I'm even worried about the running backs yet to the point, and I hate trading for running backs like this in June, if I'm being honest.
Sure.
So what I'm doing with his teams, again, this guy's team's just fine. You need to, if you want to add a running back, like, okay, here we go. I am going to try and I would offer this guy Sam Laporta straight up for RJ Harvey. That's what I would do.
Yeah, I guess. But you're an RJ Harvey guy.
Yeah, I'm all in on Harvey. I know you don't love it, but like that's what I would do. Like he's a rookie. I don't like giving.
If a team's more in a rebuild, though, I don't know that they're going to want to give up the young guy. They might be willing to.
no, for what? Sam Laporta. It's Sam. First of all, who knows where RJ Harvey went in this league, right? So it's 119. This is what I'm saying. Sam Laporta is. It's not like you're offering. I think there's a chance some people are like, oh, dude, you probably get more for Sam Laporta. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I think it's completely fair. Like, I feel like if anything, you're overpaying there. But like his team set up to overpay. Like if he's worried about running back, if I can get RJ Harvey off him for Sam Laporta, who I'm not starting Sam Laporta on my roster, like that's a gamble I'm willing to kind of take. Like I said, I'm a little curious on how Laporta is going to pan out for 2025 and going forward. I think he's going to live closer to that second tier tight end, which again, tier one. Actually, I think he might even live closer to that tier 3 tight end, which tier 1 is Bowers and then kind of McBride. And then tier 2, I think, is to be like Hawkinson. And then who's joining Hawkinson in that tier? Could it be like Njoku? Could it be Johnny Smith? Could it be Dalton Kincaid? Could it be Laporta? Yes. Yeah, but there'll be somebody else. There always is somebody else like entering the party. Like, hey, I'm here to dance too. And it's like, all right, well, next. If he's interested in a running back, I would love to like package, like you said originally, Garrett. Can I package Ibuka and Laporta and just get like a stud? Like, or like,
sure.
Can I package Laporta, Ibuka, and my first next year for like super sexy stud, you know?
Yeah. What are the other couple teams like? Who are their running backs? Like not the best ones because those teams don't want to. I mean, Derrick Henry could be available.
Go back. Can you go back to 7?
This guy's a pretty old team. Which team, Rich?
Okay, this team right here.
Breece Hall.
Dude, it might like. Okay, I'm not offering him a Mecca, but I'd offer him like. I'd gamble. Can I offer him Laporta in my second? It's a 10-man league. They probably value seconds. Can I offer him Laporta in my second for Breece Hall? 2 seconds for Breece Hall.
2 seconds. Oh, so we have 2 teams that are in the same league that have both done roster rescues.
This is the Ashton Genty team. That's great. Or the RJ Harvey team.
That's fantastic. So he drafted RJ Harvey like we did in the mock.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, he went 201 in the league.
Perfect. Yeah.
This league draft.
He's like, I'm not giving him RJ Harvey for Laporta. Yeah,
they just told me to take RJ Harvey.
Good thing we weren't like, man, this team sucks.
I mean,
what
but
an idiot.
No, it seems no. Look at those running backs. His running back.
He's about to be a pretty good team.
Travis Hunter, Brian Thomas, T. Higgins. Oh, trade one of those.
He looks like he needs
wide receivers, though.
I'm not here to roster rescue him. We're here to roster something else. It's not
pillage.
Not appropriate for live television.
Roster pillage.
Yeah. So, but here's the best way to say it, Garrett. Like you're right. His is 26 first. It's way too risky to trade for running backs in June. Like that when you don't need them. You got Saquon and Bijan. And
you're going to have to overpay in season, but like, who cares? Like at this point, you have so many draft assets. I would rather know A, who's performing, and B, who's healthy. Like,
yes.
As opposed to like, even if like RJ Harvey, Omari and Hampton, like even these rookies, like guys I want to have on my team, I don't know for sure that they're performing this year. We think they will.
Yeah.
But we don't know. I would rather wait in season, figure out, hey, who's balling out and who's healthy. And that's who I want to go get.
And he's got the cap. Like, again, he's so deep at receiver. Like, if Godwin resembles like he did last year pre-injury, you're talking about a wide receiver 1. Now, all of a sudden, you keep your first. You package Chris Godwin and Sam Laporta. Like, you're getting, like, you are set up so well for in-season moves. That's why, like, I'm not quick to dance here yet, right? Like,
no.
This is like you're running your race. You're not in full sprint. You're in the back of the pack a little bit, but you're really just setting yourself up for your time to make that dash, right? Because you know you're the fastest guy or one of the fastest guys on the track. So for him, the way his team's set up, like just be a little patient. Like now, if something happens, right? Like Saquon gets hurt because of the curse of Madden. Joe Mixon, something happens like crazy. Like yeah, you might be a little bit more aggressive, but I'm still not worried because you have so many receivers and so many tight ends in tight end Premier League. Capital. Like, yeah, and your draft capital, like you're just fine. And you, even if it's just like you said, like a Derrick Henry, like you'll know who's ready to get a running back. Like And those guys are going to get cheaper, right? Like some of those guys, like
James Conner.
He's going to come out of it. Yeah, James Conner, Derrick Henry, like they're going to get cheaper. So you might, I say Sam Laporta, you might be able to move off of Tucker Kraft for like just a running back, right? Like here's Tucker Kraft, give me James Conner, you know, like, and I'm just trying to win. And like, yeah, people are like, oh, dude, you gave up James Conner for that 1 year. Yeah, bro, but I'm trying to win. Like that's what I'm trying to do here. So his team seems really nice. He should, dude, he even think about like upgrading like packages too, like being a 10-man. It should be only because it's easier to do. Like I'd also be somewhat interested in like upgrading my QB position.
I was actually just thinking that too. Like, is Lamar available? Is Joe Burrow available? Is like who's out there that could be available?
Josh Allen is at 6. This team thinks that they're competing, though. They have Jefferson.
Yeah, they think they're competing.
Henry.
Yeah, but that's fine. It's
Jalen Hurts is on the last ranked team.
Sure. For the right price.
Yeah, for the right purse. Yeah,
what
in
would
season.
you
Kyler Murray in a second for Jalen Hurts. You can make that work. Cool.
People are down on him. If I can get but if I could offer him Kyler Murray, again, this would be hard, but can I give him Kyler Murray, Sam Laporta, Emeka Ibuka in my first for Jalen Hurts and Trevion Henderson? You know what I mean? Like that. Like again,
you could try, but he's probably wanting all those young guys.
Yeah, but again, you're giving him Kyler back. You're giving him an extra first. You're giving him Emeka Ibuka, a first round pick, right? And another first. So like you're giving him essentially two, like, and Sam Laporta. Like it sounds like an overpay package, but that makes your team significantly better.
Wait, you're giving him 2 firsts?
Could you offer him Kyler Murray, Sam Laporta, Emeka Ibuka in your 26 first, right? That's a haul. That's a package of packages. Like that's a John Holmes of offers. Like, and you just want Jalen Hurts and Trevion Henderson back. Like, this guy really
might get done.
I think it would get done. On paper, it sounds like an overpay. Like it does. But for your team, like, why do you draft well? Why do you commit so you can overpay? Like you do the offers. Like again, you present an offer they can't say no to, right? Like when you offered when you offered the 1-2 in your first next year for the 1-1, you're like, dude, I really want Ashton Genty, but how do I say no to that? Right? Like, how do I say no? If you set yourself up, you draft well to put yourself in that position to draft. Now he doesn't even. You say okay,
he's super set at tight end. That's a hard thing.
No, false, fake news. No, that's not. You say super set like so confidently, like he has two. Oh no, he's got Colston Loveland.
Yeah, he's super set at tight end.
but still, what on paper it still looks. He's like, wow, I could.
Yes,
he might
think because you're focused on value.
Yes,
when you're building. So
he would be like, oh, I can move Sam Laporta, or now I can move Colston Loveland for like and get that running back, right? Sure. Like, yeah, it's an overpay, but that's a gamble I'd be willing to do. I don't mind, dude. I have no problem overpaying if I can afford it, right? It's the same thing. It's like you go like
for the right players that are going to make the difference.
Yeah, you're like, oh, that costs $20 million. That's so much money. But if you're a billionaire, who cares? Nothing. Yeah, like
yeah, I'll give you 25 million.
I lost 20 million.
I got it.
That sucks. Yeah, for you peasants.
Okay, we have Austin
next
now.
Up. Austin, another 1 QB. Is this the most 1 QB leagues we've done in a row?
At least today.
That is accurate. Okay. We are looking at in a 1 QB league, Justin Herbert, Baker Mayfield, Anthony Richardson, Matthew Stafford. We have Jahmyr Gibbs, and then not a lot else. We got Jalen Wright, Roshan Johnson. Wide receivers, Jamison Williams, Khalil Shakir, Roman Wilson. But we are stacked at tight end. We've got Brock Bowers, Sam Laporta, Kyle Pitts, Isaiah Likely. We have the 102, the 105, and the 202. We've got our 26 first and 27 first. So this is a team that's kind of in the midst of a rebuild. Tight ends and a lot of draft capital. Right now, we are currently the 5th ranked team dynasty mode wise. In contender mode, we are currently 8th. So 12-team league
and
1 QB.
Sorry, I cut you off. I need to get better at that. He is mostly curious on trading and drafting wide receivers with a couple week wide receiver classes till 2027.
Yep.
He's worried about that.
Well, good thing we're on the exact same page here because I'm immediately trying to get off of 1-2 for a receiver. So in contender mode, team 2's loaded up. They loaded up everything and running back too. Like, okay, team 4. Click on team 4.
Okay.
Saquon. Oh yeah, this guy needs help. And he's got Garrett Wilson. Oh yeah, this guy needs help.
Yeah, Rich, real quick, before you start talking, we might be on the same wavelength. Normally, a young stud running back I value like crazy, but this is a scenario that I might be willing to give up Jahmyr Gibbs for the right package.
Oh yeah, I'd give up Jahmyr Gibbs for the right package. Not this guy's package.
Depending on what it is, but for what it's worth, keep going.
So, but hold on, right here. Like this guy needs running back help, right? Like he needs it. Like to be able to offer him 1-2. He just won the league. He's got 112, right? I assume he's the guy that won the league. And he also needs tight end help too. So like this guy's a great dance partner. Yeah, can we offer him 1-2 and one just who's our tight ends again? Not Laporta, obviously.
We've got Laporta, Bowers, and likely and Pitts and likely.
Could we offer him? Could you offer him Laporta and 1-2 for Marvin Harrison and 112, and then put yourself in position to add back that running back that we need for like an RJ Harvey, Caleb Johnson? Oh no, it's 1 QB, so they probably won't be there. But you have 1-5, so you could do that, and then you get Marv, and then at 1-5 you're getting Ted McMillan or Travis Hunter, or even Trevian Henderson. I doubt Trevian will be there at 1-5, but you're probably getting Travis Hunter or Ted McMillan at 1-5.
I would have no problem with that trade, by the way. I would have no issue with that. I would look at this team that really does believe they're a contender, and honestly, with the right pieces, could be, because as much as they'd be interested in Hampton, I bet they would lose their mind and pay an exorbitant amount for Jahmyr.
Yeah, but he doesn't. What are you asking for? Like, what is he like? He doesn't have the exorbitant amount.
So let's go. So right now he has Garrett Wilson and Marvin Harrison. What does he have picks for the future? He's got 112 and he's got all of his future first.
Yes.
Would you ask for 112, his 27 first, and Garrett Wilson for Jahmyr Gibbs straight up? See if he's willing to make a large overpay to get an elite asset to help him win a title.
I like my offer better. I don't know.
So you wouldn't
112,
2 first and Garrett Wilson.
yeah, but for Gibbs, yeah, okay. Listen, that's fine, but now we have a drastic hole at running back. I guess you got to keep. Yeah,
1-2. Well, but we still have 102.
102, 105. You could still double down on that and build that core. And
you can get Travion Henderson and Amari.
Yeah, and you have
well, probably not Travion because it's 1 QB, so he won't be there.
No, I mean, I'd be open to that. I love, like, again, so that guy needs help at. And listen, you're right. Maybe he doesn't think about Hampton. Maybe he takes Trevion Henderson at 1-2 because he wants immediate help, or he likes somebody else. I don't know who he likes, but like, I like the idea of giving up the draft pick, which is a gamble, right? Like the running backs, it is a gamble.
Sure.
And if I can get, again, I'm not saying, dude, I think Laporta is such a strong name to offer, and that team needs tight end help. Clearly, I think there's a chance you can get either Garrett or Marvin Harrison, one of those two, and 112 back. So you'd have 1-5, 112 for Laporta and 1-2 off this team.
Rich, why don't we do a quick mock draft here with this team? This team has a lot of picks.
Ooh.
Let's do it. Let's do a quick little mock. See who we think we're going to get. 1 QB. So those drafts go a little bit differently.
He's focused on receiver
and
here.
Pete, make sure we are in dynasty mode, not contender.
We are.
All right.
Good catch, though.
Just wanted to make sure. All right. Ashton Genty goes 1-1. If you're on the clock, well, obviously we would love to get receiver, but the value isn't there on a receiver.
Hampton.
So we're probably taking Omar and Hampton, right? Okay. Omar and Hampton at 1-2. All right.
Ooh.
I would love to get a receiver, but
That's
I
not
mean,
happening.
the value
That's
is
not,
great.
that wouldn't happen. I'm telling you, I've seen way too many drafts. That's not happening. I mean, it could have happened for sure, but it's not happening. And if it does,
It's
then
possible.
guess what?
Travis Hunter's not a surprise. It's the Tet McMillan over Travion.
I've seen Tet go ahead of Travis Hunter significantly more in my drafts. Significantly. Yeah,
Really?
significantly.
We also just saw Shador Sanders go at
That was the
109. So you
dumbest
never
thing I've
know.
ever seen in my entire life.
What?
I don't even want to get into it. I don't even want to talk about it. It was so crazy. And yeah, I saw it and I thought that I had to go back to the group chat to see.
I almost said
It was
something
terrible.
and I was like, no, I'm not gonna
Yeah,
say anything.
like, and I was and I took I was like, oh, I'll get Travis Hunter. Sweet. I was like, oh, sweet. I had 110. It went on 9 at 110. I was like, I'll get Travis Hunter at 110. This is unbelievable because Mecca went ahead of him. But anyways, yeah, I'm taking Trevion Henderson. I don't care if I need a receiver or not because I'm gonna trade him for a receiver.
But the nice part is either way, you're either walking away with Travis Hunter, Tet McMillan, or Travion Henderson. Either way, you're
and at 2-2, we're probably gonna get like Jaden Higgins or okay, he's gone.
Do you have Besh or
He's
Higgins?
gone.
I'll take Higgins.
Okay.
I have Higgins.
Yeah, but here I'll take Jack Besh.
I'd have no problem with Besh.
Honestly,
I'd have no problem with
Trey
Scottaboo.
No, not for this team. In the same tier, I'm taking. We just took 2 running backs.
Well, I'm still taking whoever I think the best available player is. I don't care who.
Yeah, but I'm saying tier wise
in the draft. I'll trade later.
I understand that, but for the tier, like in the tier and it fits my need. Like I'm taking Trey Harris or Jack Besh.
I don't have any issue with those guys, but just for the record, like whoever the highest on your board here is, I would have no problem with. I don't think any of these guys, Trey Harris, Jack Besh, Cam Scattaboo, I don't think any of those would be a bad pick here. Honestly, take who your league likes and then trade them. If your league really likes a certain player, take that guy and then
a really good situation to trade out of here, right? Like, hey, I'm willing to move here, looking for a receiver, someone with some upside.
Really fast. Are you guys drafting Hunter or Tet in
I'm taking Hunter.
In a rookie draft?
I would take Hunter.
Hunter?
I'm taking Hunter as well. Okay. If it was a redraft league, I believe in Tet more this season than I do Hunter this season. But long term, Hunter's skill set is just it's
special. It's higher. He's got the most commitment. Even though Tet went top 10, again, you got to remember what Jacksonville gave up to get Travis Hunter. I know some of that has to do because he plays cornerback, but dude, he is as locked in as safe as it possibly gets. If they had to trade, if they put a gun to the head right now, the GM, you're like, hey, got to get rid of Brian Thomas or Travis Hunter. Brian Thomas would be out the door. He'd be out the door. It's the way it would work out.
With all they just paid. All right, so let's put Jack Besh there at 202. And then is that we have I was gonna say I think that's it in the second. So then in the third, just take best available player.
Yeah.
I don't even know. Do we have a third?
Pat Bryant.
11. Yeah, Pat Bryant.
Oh, that's a great pick.
Easy. Okay.
I would love Pat Bryant there. So in that scenario, now we're adding to our team. We have Jahmyr Gibbs, Omarion Hampton, Travion Henderson,
and Jalen Wright.
Don't forget Jalen Wright. Picks.
We have Jalen Wright.
And Jalen Wright. Can we go back to our team, Pete? So I mean, we have a nice running back core. We are still bare bones at wide receiver, though.
Garrett, now we're in that spot exactly. You said now we could trade Jahmyr Gibbs in season or any time for like a haul because we're good. We have Hampton. That's fine if Hampton doesn't do anything this year. We don't need him to do anything this year, anyways. We got Henderson, so now we're good. We can pivot off Gibbs. So now we get a pro. Hey guys, group message. Gibbs is on the board. I am looking for a young stud, good receiver, and I want draft capital on top, right? Like, and then you said
I'm not making an even trade. I want somebody to overpay. You do not get to trade in season for a guy that could potentially be the number 1 overall running back for like equal price. No, it's in season. You have to overpay to get.
What side are you adding more on, the neighbor side or the Gibbs side? If you were doing a swap,
I would do
it straight up.
Okay.
If they were willing to do that, I don't know that they would be.
No, they're rebelling.
No, I would do that.
I was just curious. Okay.
Yep, I would do that very.
And you ever see again? You have Sam Laporta in your back pocket for like the add-on to get real sexy with it, like real sexy. I mean, again, you go back to that one team that has all those receivers that desperately needs a running back. Like I'm offering 1, 2, and again, I'm offering 1-2 in Laporta or Garrett Wilson or Marvin Harrison Jr. in 112. Like that's what I would love to do. I think it's a good step for me. And then you keep Gibbs, and at 1-5, you're still in position because now all of a sudden, what's our receiving room look like again? I know it's ugly, but let me look in the mirror again.
Shakir, Williams,
Oh,
Ray Ray.
it's beyond ugly. It's hideous. But like then you have the core of like Marvin or Garrett, and then Tet or Travis. Hopefully, you know what I mean. Like you have a foundation there. But there is absolutely no reason like Laporta should be on your roster. To be honest with you, dude. Like they're like he's.
I would definitely.
I'm not saying give him away, but like okay, say you keep 1-2, and then say it does go Tet and Travis. Like at that point, like 1-5 with Trevor on the board is just as valuable in my eyes as 1-2. You know what I mean? I like you should be able to make a real that offer should still stand at 1-5, like for that offer I said for like Marvin Harrison or Garrett, you know, like but maybe now like you're giving he has to be willing to move off 112 100%. Laporta is such a
well, and the nice part is if that scenario happens, you could say like, okay, you don't like Travion at 5, but I do have the number 2 overall pick. So I'll trade you. I already made the pick. It's Omari Hampton, but if that's who you want, cool. And I'll just sit here and take Travion.
Sorry, my wife's asking me what I want for dinner. This is very important. This is a very important conversation.
What do you want for dinner?
This is a very important conversation.
Dude, she sent me a laundry list of, all right. She literally, okay, can you see my screen? What do you want for dinner? What do you want for dinner? Like, this is all, look at all these words. Okay.
Oh, man.
Oh,
pick off of this. I'm like, oh, sounds good.
Oh, my
to pick something. So I'm podcasting. I can't do this right now. I'll pick after. Babe.
All right.
I'm gonna call her Babe. Yeah. Pick after.
Babe.
Any other takeaways?
All right, Zachary, best of luck. Oh, there you go.
Hi, Boo.
Boo thang. All right. I think we're good. Let's head over to Austin.
Perfect.
Before we get into that, though, just a friendly reminder. If you're like, hey, this is so awesome getting to see an entire roster be reviewed. I want that for my team. Go ahead and scan the QR code in the upper right-hand corner. That's how you will get your team looked at. We'll discuss the moves you should make. But you might be like, I don't need my whole roster looked at. I just need to know, should I trade this guy for that guy? Just put a little super chat out there. We'll make sure to answer it on the show. You do that, guaranteed to get to it. We answer some other questions at times, but no guarantee we ever get to that. But if you put a little super chat out there, we will 100% make sure we get to that question. So, Pete, what's our next roster?
Okay, we have Joe's roster up on here.
Joe, another 1 QB
Kinda
PPR
crazy.
league.
Right in the middle.
It's 4 in a row. And I think the one after this is as well. So I think we're going to have 5
Well,
in a
if
row.
we had one.
Oh, we don't?
This is currently
Isn't
the
Joe right
last
after
one.
this?
Huh?
Look at the moment.
Oh, I thought we just did. Have we already done?
This is the 4th one.
I miscounted.
Yep.
I miscounted. That's my fault. That's on me. All right. Joe's roster here. For some reason, I thought we had 5. Trying to figure out if I should push to compete this year or if I should let the rookies develop and target
2026 go down with that number 1 team
for 20 and
Dang.
7. Yeah, that team is like double points wise.
I'm going to refresh.
Every other team in this league.
Whenever I see a team like that, I'm just going to refresh the league because sometimes.
Just to make sure.
Nope. Dang.
Yeah, so we have to see who we're up against, right?
That's literally double the value.
Okay, so let's look at our team and then we'll look over there. We've got Josh Allen as our 1 QB star. Kirk Cousins, Geno Smith also on the team. We've got Quinshawn Judkins, Cam Scadaboo, RJ Harvey, Dylan Sampson, Najee Harris. Wide receiver. We've got
we got some,
and Jalen Warren.
I really like his running back room. Like there's a lot of like upside
names. Yep, absolutely. Wide receivers: Justin Jefferson, Garrett Wilson, Jaden Higgins, Trey Harris, Jalen McMillan, Jalen Nelson.
Looks like he needs to start 2, right?
I think he only has to start 2.
He has 3 tight ends
right now. He's
so
starting a million tight ends because he's got. This is the 3rd team today that Sam Laporta has been the backup tight end. That's
so I sound redundant because I'm like, oh, here we go. We got a piece. We're moving 100%.
Wow. Trey McBride, Sam Laporta, Mark Andrews. Draft pick wise for the
draft.
future, we have our first all 3 years. We have our seconds all 3 years, and we have 2 additional seconds next year as well. So, not a crazy amount of draft capital, but all our picks plus a little bit. So, Rich, is this a scenario where you look at it and you say, okay, we've got a couple pieces in Justin Jefferson, Garrett Wilson that are more proven. We've got upside guys, RJ Harvey, Quinshawn, Cam Scadaboo. Like, we've got some upside pieces to go with our studs and Josh Allen, McBride. Like, is this enough for you to say, like, let's go toe to toe with this team? Or are you like, I just don't know that we can
I see the
compete?
team. His team's
Tyler
good.
All right, let's
Tyler
see this
Warren,
other
fun
team.
fact, went 104 in this league.
Yippee-ki-yay.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Bijan.
All right. This team, Jaden Daniels, Jalen Hurts, Dak Prescott, Bijan, Brees, Travion, Josh Jacobs, Jamar Chase, CeeDee Lamb, Brian Thomas, Marvin Harrison Jr., Travis Hunter, T. Higgins, Romo Dunze, Devonta Smith, Terry McLaurin, Chris Godwin, Tebow
Dang.
Samuel.
Who was
Holy
first?
cow. And then Brock Bowers.
Oh,
Oh my gosh.
Who let this
team.
guy do this? He has 116,000 value points.
Dynasty value points.
dude, look at all.
So here's the tough part, Rich. Here's where like I'm at mentally on this. Part of me looks at this team and says, like, yeah, you're not going to be able to compete with this team this year because they've just got so many assets. But then you look at all their draft capital and they're like, you're not going to be able to compete with them in a long time because they're built for the future as well. So, Rich, what do you do when you have a juggernaut?
I do my best. And listen, I talked about this when we did that one league. I have a team similar to this, and there's a team they're literally just like that team. Young, unbelievable draft capital. On paper, like that, they looked unstoppable. And going into this year, I beat that team twice, back to back. I'm back-to-back champ in that league. And if you looked at my roster, you'd be like, dude, it's just okay, right? It's just okay against a juggernaut just like that. And I beat it twice. So anything's possible. And his team, so that team's out of the question of like who we're dealing with. But a lot of other teams are going to feel that way too. And so I think a lot of people are going to be thinking long-term for the future. And you need help at receiver.
And it's only a start 8.
Giant playing a league of toddlers.
So
here's the thing that does help us. Go back to our team
10-man leagues and starts 8.
It is very shallow. It's a lot more like redraft in that sense. So here's the interesting thing. What I'll say, when you're only starting 8, we have Josh Allen at quarterback. You're not going to top that. You have Trey McBride at tight end. You're competing or ahead every week at tight end. You have Justin Jefferson, top receiver, and you have Garrett Wilson. So realistically, in such a shallow starting league, all I have to do is figure out 1 or 2 running backs that could help me win. And even though this team's incredible, it's because of the sheer volume that they have. They can't start all those guys. They just can't. So your bench can look as sexy as you want, and you could have, hey, I've got 5 wide receiver ones. Okay, cool, but you can only start 2 or 3 of them. Like, and I have 2 or 3 that can match up with yours. That's all you need. You just need to be able to match up. So Brock Bowers, Trey McBride, somewhat of a wash. Bowers slightly in the lead, but somewhat of a wash. Then at quarterback, who does he have?
Jaden
Daniels, Josh Allen, wash. So we're even there. We're even at both positions, basically. Jamar Chase, CeeDee Lamb, okay, Justin Jefferson, Garrett Wilson. We're basically a wash there. And then it's really just whoever they put in their flex in their running back spots.
Yeah. He's
so we could beat him with the right pieces. Who has CMC? Who has Derrick Henry? Who has a couple of these names that could help us get over the top?
Put in contender mode again, Pete.
Oh, my bad. Okay.
I like our running backs. I like our team. We need some receivers.
Team 8 has Christian McCaffrey, AJ Brown,
Mike Evans. Good. Here, go down.
Well, where are they at picks wise?
Yeah.
They don't have 26.
Oh, they don't have a tight end.
They haven't have any Ingram.
We need to convince them they don't have a tight end though. Because I'm with you. I think Evan Ingram's a great sleeper this year, but you push that Sam Laporta is a significant upgrade.
I want McCaffrey.
I want McCaffrey and I want AJ Brown. How do I make that happen? So we give him Sam Laporta.
Sam Laporta.
That's the easy one.
Yeah, and our first in 3 seconds.
If that would get it done, absolutely.
Wait, for AJ Brown and CMC, or are we
a second?
Yeah, I don't think that would get it done. But we have some running backs that are up in the air, guys, that could help push them over the top.
We have some receivers we can give that, like young receivers for this team, like back it up, like
Trey Harris,
Jack Besh.
I'd prefer to keep Besh and Higgins, or at least keep one of them, but I'd be okay. For AJ Brown, I'd be willing to move. Yeah.
Tillman.
Maybe, I mean, Garrett, maybe that'd be enough if you offered, hey, dude, your choice of Besh or Jaden Higgins.
Let's go to the trade analyzer.
Yeah. Hey, I was going there. That's awesome.
Look at that.
Look at us.
We're on the same page.
Okay, what is the Trader Joe's? No, that's us. Okay. So, AJ Brown, CMC.
Mm-hmm.
Do we want contender mode, or we're setting picks, so we want dynasty mode, right?
Yeah, we're setting picks, so it's got to be dynasty mode.
And then we're doing Laporta.
Mm-hmm.
How many firsts?
26 first.
Or 26 first.
Jaden Higgins. And all those second. And
then
offer him like let's see where we're at there, because I maybe we could throw him like one of those running, but like
I think those seconds aren't worth quite as much as I think people would value.
We're not far off,
but not super far off. I think the hard part is going to be there's no name in this trade that like you're excited about. I think that's
Laporta.
It's hard because it's not a tight end premium
extent,
league,
but still, I mean, to the point where Tyler Warren went 4th overall, so somebody at least said it.
And then, but the hard thing is, I looked. Loveland went 204.
Okay.
So I think that person
went rogue.
What let's find who that.
What do we have another? Go back to our team real quick. Is there a name in there that we could just throw in there that would be like
Jalen Warren?
Jalen Warren, maybe. I mean, that could be a name that could get it done, help push it over the top. Yeah, I'm trying to find a way though.
No, because then you're giving up Laporta. You need Andrews.
I mean, how important is it to
honestly,
have a backup?
even as much as I love him, I would be willing if Cam Scadaboo's a name, an exciting young name that gets it done, I'd be willing to do it. Like, I love Scadaboo. I think he's going to be great. But you're not playing the long game with this guy. You're not going to be able to. You don't have the horses. What you have is it's a shallow starting roster. So because if you look at this team, if you're adding CMC and AJ Brown to this, now it's Josh Allen, Quinshon Judkins, and CMC as your starting running backs. AJ Brown, Justin Jefferson, Garrett Wilson, and Trey McBride as your like that team could compete.
Quick question, really fast.
You could win.
Would you? So this guy has an insane amount of draft capital, right? Would you try to convince him to like consolidate and just have him send you all of his draft picks for like
No, he doesn't. Why would he do that? What does he doesn't even have any needs?
Well, because it's a shallow bench, right? So how many firsts would you give up for Justin Jefferson from him? Right? So like you
then you're again, you're making it even more impossible to try and beat. The goal is to try to beat him. Like, what are you doing at that point? Like,
you're
I don't think we can do like
you can get like
a rebuild situation in here.
Why? For what? Who cares? 5 firsts aren't beating him. Like, what? I wouldn't do that. No way.
Well, for in the future, if you can. Okay.
What? He's set up for the future. Like Garrett said earlier, like he's set up for the future. Like you're trying to beat. Like the question was like, I don't know what to do. Do I try to like wait for 26, 27? Or I try to beat him. I try to beat him. I'm gonna try to beat him. You know, if I come in second, so be it. But I'm not, like, I'm punching him in the mouth, right? Like, I'm trying to figure out.
Because I think our only real chance is the fact that it's shallow starting
so I'm
rosters.
gonna
Like if it's to start 12, it's a very different conversation.
if Quinshon does solid,
But since it's a start 8,
and RJ Harvey performs the way I think he could perform, and if CMC, if you can make the, again, going off that other offer, if CMC can make that happen, then you could beat him. You could beat him. If Justin Jefferson plays well, you could beat him. Like you can beat him for 100%. And then what about another team? Let's say that doesn't offer. Is there another team out there we can offer like a similar offer, like that has receivers and running backs? So Jonathan Taylor, somebody we're interested. Okay, here we go.
Jonathan
All right,
Taylor.
same offer. Give me Jonathan Taylor, and I don't know if you give up Drake London, but okay, I'd be willing to go more for this. If I can get Jonathan Taylor and Drake London, who's that guy?
You could have my 26 and 27.
So
first.
Drake London. So we're going Drake London, Jonathan Taylor, and we're doing.
What's the same offer? I mean, it should be. Really shouldn't be that close, but like before we were close.
It's saying 5,000 points
difference, right? Yeah. So
we would have to give our 27 for them.
We got to give him 27, and we got to offer him Cam Scatterbo.
Yep.
And Cam Scatterbo.
Where's he at? There he is. And it's closer, but
we're still off. That's our value. What
if instead of Drake London, what if you just went after say Flowers is not going to get it done in a 10?
No, I don't want. Yeah, no.
Would you just be targeting Taylor?
You could try to make a move just for Taylor and then look at somebody else just for a receiver.
Yeah, I mean, again, if you're trying to punch him in the mouth, I think guys that here we go. All right, if we're just trying to punch him in the mouth, right? Guys that are going to be value for that. If we want to go the back door, right? Like we want to sucker punch this dude. You don't even see it coming. Calvin Ridley, Chris Godwin are two guys that I think are obtainable on the right team. But that one guy, I think
that other guy has Chris Godwin.
Calvin Ridley is somebody who I think has the potential to be dirt cheap. That could like you could take 2 of those seconds you have and offer 2 of those seconds for Calvin Ridley, and then you're keeping Laporta for the right moment, and then adding Calvin Ridley again. Guys that could potentially help you. Like Calvin Ridley could potentially be a sneaky guy he could be the Terry McLaurin of 2025. You know, Terry McLaurin was in 2024. You could do Terry McLaurin is another one. That guy, which would be nice about getting Terry McLaurin is that team has Jaden Daniels. So like you'd be taken away. No, actually, he'd be taken away from you though too. So actually, it's kind of
it balances out.
It works out, but you get way more cat points for receptions and yards than the quarterback does to throw them. So you would take Terry McLaurin away from him essentially, and you would win there.
I do love the guys that we've kind of like looked at a little bit already, like the AJ Browns, the Jonathan Taylors, the guys like that are kind of at the end of their peak, where teams you're starting to see the discounts on those kind of guys. But they could still absolutely be a top 5 asset at their position this year.
Your best bet.
Like those are players that
Catherine Brown. Yeah, well, go back to 10. Like again, let's look at some receivers just to see.
10 didn't really have any.
Diggs, Diggs totally worth. I
guess if he's seen himself as a rebuilding team too.
Yeah, like hey, dude, I'll give you and dude, definitely right now with the news of like him and that Cardi B, like oh, dude, like what's going on with him? Like, can you give Diggs, like, hey, what do you need for Diggs? Can I give you 26 second, like the worst 26 second, and you're 26 seconds for Diggs? Like, I would.
Or we have a lot of young receivers. Could we give him just one of the young receivers?
Diggs looked really good last year. I'd rather just give him the second round picks. Like, I don't really give a shit about the second round picks.
Maybe I'd be fine giving him Jalen Noel though.
Yeah, I'd give him Jalen Noel. If that's the case for Diggs. Yeah, straight. Hey, dude, like. Diggs is another really good target. Diggs produced at a high level when he was healthy last year. He's the number 1 receiver right now on the Patriots. You know, he's competing with Kyle Williams, like Javon Baker, things on those lines. So he's got, I think, does he have Drake May? Well, who cares if he does or not? But like Stephon Diggs, that team should be looking to give Stephon Diggs away for the first respectable offer. I think come out of the gate, hey, I'll give you a second. What second do you want? Any one of those seconds I have. I have 3 of them. What team's second do you want for Stephon Diggs? That's a start. I would do that first, actually. Kind of just gets Diggs for a second.
It would be a nice depth piece in case you get
You're
an
starting,
injury,
dude. You're
so.
starting Stephon. What are you talking about? Right now. He's starting to 3 tight end. He's starting Mark Andrews. Like you're starting Stephon Diggs over Mark Andrews.
Well, I'm saying if we're able to make the other trades that we're talking about, guys like
Yeah, for
Taylor,
sure. Here's my
Brown,
27
that
second
kind of
for Stephon Diggs. Like yeah. Unfortunately, these draft picks, and like unless they turn into studs, so they're not helping you. Like you need, and you're gonna compete this year probably. Because I can't say enough how much I believe in RJ Harvey from a fantasy football production this year. So
Well, and the crazy thing is, like in situations like this, like you just got to give yourself a puncher's chance. Like that's all you got to give yourself. I remember being in a playoff where this would have been in the Nerds Invitational. This would have been one of the first years of it. My team was awesome. I lost like 1 game or 2 games the whole season, and then on top of that, I'm getting in there and I'm playing a team that had to start freaking Tyler Higbee in their super flex spot. And I'm like, oh, layup, man. I guess I'm moving on to the championship game after this. Nope. Tyler Higbee put up 3 touchdowns in his super flex spot that week, and I lost. Like, so you never know. Give yourself a puncher's chance in some of these situations.
he's got to offer for Terry McLaurin for his 26 first.
I would do that.
I mean, I would send those. Listen, your first is valuable.
I want to counter.
Yeah, your first is you're trying to make those other deals for the if you could, because once you give up your first, then you're in a tough spot to do better elsewhere. So like Terry McLaurin's wide receiver 1 last year now, but you gotta think that's the first year he was ever wide receiver 1. Like I'm okay making that move because your late 26 first doesn't really mean much to me, honestly, for the way your team's set up. I would give up a first for Terry McLaurin with that roster in your scenario. It helps your team pretty significantly. So
really fast, Kevin, I got your roster rescue order, but I need info. I put my stuff that I need in the chat, but email peter@dynastynerds.com as soon as you can to get your roster onto this episode.
Yeah, so Terry McLaurin, interested there. Do we see Team 7 too? I'm trying to give this guy a couple more out if we can, because I want to, if we can do the 2 for 1. Like say here, like if you like who's his receivers? Because can we get Javonte thrown in as upside? This is
right. Oh, Jerry Jeudy and Kenneth Walker on the cheap. That would be a cheap, inexpensive route to go. To all of a sudden,
this guy, but the guy just went on tight end. He just took Tyler Warren and Colston Loveland, so he doesn't care about that.
That'd be tough.
Who would you prefer for your first, Jerry Jeudy or Terry McLaurin? I would prefer Jeudy.
Oh man, I would
like to go those 3 years.
Jeudy, I would lean Jeudy as well. It's close though,
because that might work as well. If we're just doing it,
I think you have a higher short-term ceiling with Terry McLaurin paired up with Jaden Daniels, and so Judy's a little bit riskier, but you have a higher like long-term ceiling.
Yeah, both wide receivers for the first time in 2024. Both still the clear-cut number 1 guys on the roster. And what's funny is like a lot of teams here might be willing to sell because they all might see that number 1 team going, dude, I need draft cap. Like they might have that mentality of like, I got to think for the future, even though they don't see the future. If they don't have if they don't have the Dynasty GM, it's kind of hard to see that visually. That's why you have this tool here with the League Analyzer. Like even the future is very cloudy against this team. So like they all might think, hey, this team's gonna be hard to beat. How do I get more draft capital, set myself up long term? Where like we don't feel that at all. Like we're trying to punch this dude in the mouth. So yeah, like what you're spending the first. Here's the thing, Joe. That Terry thing's fine too. But if you could do a twofer, right, to give you to kind of like put on some brass knuckles here. If we could do a 2-4 for the running back and a receiver, and just not with this team, but like add Laporta to that, or even like if you want to keep Laporta, like add Mark Andrews is like a throw in and first and a whole bunch of seconds, like that works. So like we need to do something because you're not going to be able to punch him in the mouth. I know what Garrett said, his scenario with the Higbee, yeah, it's fine, but like there's a chance Isaiah likely outproduces Mark Andrews this year. So like Mark Andrews in your lineup is not going to help you where you need to be. You need to pivot there. Like if you have to start Laporta and like Laporta can do that for you, cool. But like we're trying to get Laporta and Andrews out of our starting lineup. And listen, could Besh, could Higgins, could Trey Harris, could Cedric Tillman, could they all step up and produce this year? At a really good level to get in your lineup. 100%. I think all those guys I mentioned could easily be started over in a non-time premium league. Mark Andrews, like 100%. Like I'm probably starting all those guys over there. I'd probably start Tajay Spears or Jaylen Warren over Mark Andrews in that situation. But you need a little bit more inertia into your fist here, though. And your 26 first in those 3 seconds have got to be the cockback, right? That's where it's got to be. And remember, use your hips. The power comes from the hips. So
it's all
that's what we
in
need
the
to do
hips.
here. I mean, don't you agree, Garrett? Like, again, starting from the beginning, what do I do? Do I go for it or do I know? I think we're all in agreement here. He goes for it.
Yep. We got to go for it. All right. Do we have Kevin's information, Pete, or no?
We do not yet. I have not gotten an email.
Okay. All right, Kevin, we will get you to yours, but we will probably do it either on next week's show or look, we've done it before. If we get a ton of people submitting roster rescue things, we'll do a random show in the middle of the week to get to them all. So we'll definitely get to it by next Monday. It'll be the first one other than nukes. It'll be the first one on the docket for next week, unless we get a nuke between then and now. But otherwise, there might be a chance that we get to it this week, depending on how many other roster rescues we need to get to. Pete, anything else that we need to cover before we get out of here?
No, other than you and me will be live on Wednesday at this time. But other than that, have a great day. Also,
awesome.
Really quick thought on that last league. If you come in second, you still get a payout, right?
Yeah.
So
you still get money. Usually triple your money is what second place usually is. So
that's a win still.
Can't be upset about that. Rich, anything else for you, my guy, before we get out of here?
No. I'm just I feel like I have a lot.
Enjoy your lunch menu.
I got the lunch menu.
Enjoy your dinner menu.
I gotta figure out this insurance company, like what's going on with my truck. I got rear-ended last week real bad. And like I haven't heard, like I need to get my truck in to the place. And I feel like I had a real busy weekend. Shout out to my son. He won his travel baseball tournament this weekend. That was nice. So like I feel like it's 1:12 here on East Coast, and I feel like I have a million things to do. It was a busy weekend. Went to saw Dave Matthews on Friday, travel baseball all weekend. I still got to figure out what's going on with this car accident. I need to clean my pool. I got to figure out what's for lunch / dinner. Yeah, busy Rich. We got a podcast tomorrow. Just you and I, because Matt's on vacation.
What are you guys talking about?
On vacation. We are talking about. Let me grab the show sheet.
Be a remote show. I won't make Garrett drive 3 hours just to sit next to me by himself when he can just do it.
So we have our running back buys and our running back sells this week.
Yeah, running back buys,
running back buys, running back sells. So we will see.